Hey everyone, and welcome to Chasing Growth. The purpose is to encourage Christian leaders to get better. When you get better, people around you will win, will get better, and gonna be blessed by you. Today I want to talk about this idea of the cost of being a Christian leader. There's a cost to be a Christian leader, because Christian leadership is a little different. Our Christian leadership have an eternal impact, so it doesn't come free. If you are in leadership and you think that it's all about the microphone, the platform, and the skinny jeans and the cool haircuts and all that stuff and being known by people, you're completely wrong. There's way more than that. And today I want to talk about the requirement of the cost of being a Christian leader. And again, if you're going to be a Christian leader and you don't think about this, you're going to be surprised when these things happen. You're going to be discouraged. Some of you will quit. Some of you are going to quit the ministry, your church, etc., because you're going to be surprised and you don't know what's happening and you don't know how to see these things the right way. So today I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about the cause, the requirements, what's going to happen if you want to be an effective Christian leader and the work that God's going to do in your life. So the first thing that's going to happen, you will be broken. Yes, you will be broken. And this will be hard and painful. This will be difficult and it will be challenging. Yes, but you will be broken. The story you have been building by yourself. Maybe you grow up, you grow up and all your life you want to be a pastor and you imagine how things gonna be, all that gonna be broken. You're gonna get to the point when you're gonna need to say, whatever your leadership looks like, whatever is happening in your life through brokenness, you will have to get to that place of submission to God. And it's no longer what you're building, but what He's building. It's no longer what you want, but what He wants. His will is not yours. And this process is required for you to be effective because you have absolutely nothing to offer. Yourself, you have nothing to offer. You may be a great speaker, you may be a great communicator just by talent, but you're not moving anybody. You're not impacting anyone because you don't have really that power that comes from that brokenness that is done by God. You will be humble. You will be humble as a person. You will be humble in relationships. You will learn to realize how little you are and how insignificant you are and how much you're not needed and how it's a big deal that God somehow, for some reason that you will never understand, chose to use you as a leader. To get to that point, you will be humble through experiences, through situations, through people, through betrayal, through many things that are going to happen. You will be humble and you're going to get to a point that you will understand that you have absolutely nothing to offer and anything that you have to offer comes from God. Second time, it will take time. See, the thing about brokenness is not that, it happened a month, it happened another, and you're done. Brokenness sometimes can take years. This humbling experience can take years because God's schedule is not a schedule. God's schedule is like way bigger, so it can take years. And are you willing? Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to wait for the process? If you're not willing to wait and you want to continue manipulating, well, the brokenness process is going to continue. The humbling process is going to continue because you're not giving up. You have to give up to Him. You have to give up to Him. And this, He's allowing these things, brokenness, the humble situations, for you to give up, to open your hands and release everything. Everything. Absolutely everything. And it will take time. And you're not willing because you go to a Christian college and you think because you have a Christian college degree in being a pastor, now you have to be a pastor and everybody have to love you. That won't happen. God will take His time. And sometimes that can be a whole life. It can be years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years into He start working and allowing you to start being impactful on other people. But you have to be willing to go through that process. Now, the cool thing about this, He breaking in you, He humbling you, you waiting, all that stuff. Through all that process, He will start restoring you, fixing you, making you better, making you great, to the point that you will become an spectator of His life through your life. So when good things happen, you're immediately going to know it's not you, it's God. It's not you, it's God. And the one thing that God's going to do to remind you of that, He's going to leave a thorn in the flesh. And this is what Paul talked about it, right? But that thorn sometimes look in many ways. To me, it looked like an accent. I have an accent, and I learn English here, not formally. I learn by myself. So sometimes I write things wrong. Sometimes I say things wrong. And every time that happened, I remember my dependency in God, my dependency in my need of God. That I have to be fearful about this idea of being leading people by myself. I shouldn't. So my first thing in the morning should be seeking God all the way, all the time, all my needs, all the time, because these people is following me. God allow me to have influence on them. I should be going to the source of wisdom, the source of strength, of knowledge all the time. But that won't happen if you think you can handle it yourself. So why? Because that's our nature. We may think that we can handle ourselves, that we can manipulate things. So we have to be broken. We have to be humble, and it takes time. So God will do that. Now, this is the key thing. This is not something that happened once and you're done. This brokenness process, this humbling experience process, this waiting time process, it repeats and repeats and it repeats. And this time of restoration, when God is building you up, there's times when it's refreshing, to see the fruits of all this, but it come back. There's more to break. There's more to submit. There's more to submit to God. There's more learning and waiting, and God will do it. And God will do it. So what is the key? To see all this coming from God. Now, why am I saying that? Because a lot of young leaders, as soon as they experience hard situations at work and ministry, they want to run away. They want to go to the greener pasture, They start looking for something else to run away from the problem. My friend, if you run away from the problem, that problem will be waiting you in the next place anyways. Because God is not dumb to say, oh, I was doing all this in this place for him to be better. Well, he switched jobs. I don't know what I'm going to do now. He won't do that. Of course he can do it in another place because he loves you so much. He won't let you run away for the things in your heart that you have to deal with. You have to deal with those things, so he won't let you run away. Doesn't matter how far you go, how many jobs you switch, how many good companies you go here and there, or ministries or churches or whatever. If you're seeking to become a great leader, he will work on those things, and those things are going to happen anyway. So there's no point to run away. There's no point to run away. So you have to face them and start learning to see the brokenness, this humbling experience, that waiting period, the refreshing times, the good times, to see all that coming from God. That's the cause of Christian leadership. I hope this video encouraged you. I hope this video helped you. And if you like it, and if it's helpful in some way, I hope you subscribe to this podcast, to this YouTube, and tell your friends about it so we can keep growing together. My name is Pablo. I hope this video bless you. I will see you next week. Ciao.